Hello, I am MarauderEX, and you are watching Let's Play Dragon Force. We are trudging along, doing our thing. Dealing with skull children that are getting in my way. And hopefully taking out a monarch in this video. As you can see, I've got a force right next to Trandor, or yes, Trandor. So I get Trandor and Topaz confused sometimes, considering they're right next to each other. And we meet Reinheart, the magic-using child king. He has that same little cloak-type thing that Goldark has, similar to what Terrace wears as well. So. And seeing as how I dealt with the Trandor army and took over one of their key castles for a supply point, there's no one else in this castle. So it's just him, so there's no reason why I should lose. But I'm gonna go ahead and send Junon, because monarchs deserve a fair bit of respect, don't they? They should be monarch and monarch. 100 mages versus 100 harpies. And as always, we use the disperse tactic. Granted, with as many troops as we've got and as close as they are, it's going to take out a couple of my troops. But I'm going to take out a few of theirs. That's what you call an epic amount of damage. And this does nothing against flying troops. We've learned that. However, I have in fact burned through all of my available MP using that Sonic Blast. So that's probably not a good thing. But, oh well. As you can see, Reinheart is pretty much dead. I've taken out Reinheart. Game over for that nation. Nothing will happen, because it's all domestic affairs based. So we will see them in our next domestic affairs. Which means I won't get to rant during that one, because I'll actually have story to deal with. Yay! And this is one of the most leveled castles. It's very high level, meaning I've got a great amount of troops that I can recruit from here. So this is going to be the next big base of operations. Troop reserves. Now I'm going to send a battle group out. Because my next big target is going to be one of the Topaz castles to the north. And so I've got to prepare for that, because as you see, Topaz only has 2 castles left. And their westernmost is constantly under attack from Fandaria and Goldark's troops. So I've got to deal with that and then reinforce it, and then I've got to take over the Topaz main castle, because if I try to go for the main castle now, I'm not actually going to defeat Leon. He's going to retreat and end up magically in another castle that he controls. That is the downside to it. You do have to take out your opponent's castle systematically, or else the monarch just magically disappears to another castle, and then you've got to fight them all over again. And the skull children are going exactly where I want them to. Which means I don't have to worry about fortifying those castles, so I'm going to send Gwen and Redbird back there. And I'm going to send them north. But I mean, at this point, we've got a fair bit dealt with. And just more level fodder for Terrace's battle group. At this point, the Skull Children are a little more threatening. As they do level up, they do get a little stronger. They don't get any more troops, though, so you're always going to not have to worry about numbers of troops. As long as you get, troops that are decent against soldiers, or a decent number of troops that are good against soldiers, you're not going to worry too much about how they go through. And again, I'm not using Trident's Daughter on moving troops because it's pointless. I'll use the attack, and the troops will continue moving during the animation, which means I will miss them. So that means I lost the ability to use Trident's Daughter for now because Shiva's Dagger. But now, we'll go ahead and use it. You saw how much damage Terrace was taking. I mean, imagine how difficult it would be to start with her and have to duel with her. Remember how many duels I was getting into early on? She would not have lasted more than like 1 or 2 rounds. It's amazing. She's definitely one of the generals that I need to give dragon troops to when I find a dragon crest, because she's going to need it more than anyone else. And of course, Agony seems to have been slain in the melee. Who else needs to be leveled? Ogrid. Ogrid has no troops. So this is going to be kind of interesting. I did not notice that Ogrid had no troops when I sent him in. Yeah. So let's consider this a social experiment. Let's see if one general can take on 30 troops and defeat. We're gonna find out real quick how well this works. Well, took out a couple of troops and did some damage. And still taking damage from his troops. And he hasn't used Shiva's Dagger, which is a good thing. We got a couple more troops. And oh, honestly, Ogred's not doing too bad against Pain here. Actually not all that bad. Shiva's Dagger, at this point in the game, it's kind of stupid. Okay. And we see that Pain has learned Cross Rush. Which means I'm not going to duel him, because if I hadn't taken that bit of damage, I actually probably could have won this. And to make it up to Ogred, I'm going to give him an item during my next Domestic Affairs, because that was impressive, honestly. I've been playing this game a long time. That's actually really impressive. And, again, I'm pushing videos. I know my videos now are getting a little long. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it in the middle of the Pain fight, because you know Pain's going to die, especially against Alone and 40-some-odd troops. So, you're really not gonna miss much, except for the actual death of Pain. And you've seen it before, so don't feel too bad about it. So I will see you all in our next installment of Let's Play Dragon Force. I hope you all have a good one. Take care. Bye.